Today we will be going over 10 incredibly fun indie games with a retro vibe for the person who just can't find the time to play many games anymore. Starting with Doggerai, which is a retro-style action platformer where you play as a dog samurai named Bones, fighting a robot army in a dystopian future. The game features a classic Game Boy aesthetic with limited color palettes and sprite sizes. Despite my incredible lack of skills, this game actually has incredible smooth and responsive controls. I'm just awful at it, even though I did manage to beat it before. It is a pretty short, challenging game with only about 5 levels each with its own specific color palette. You don't have to play all of them in the puke green Game Boy look, just the first. Endling, Extinction is Forever, is a 3D side-scrolling survival game where you play as the last mother fox on a dying Earth, tasked with protecting and raising her cubs in a world ravaged by pollution and human activity. The gameplay involves stealthily guiding your litter to find food, shelter, and a safe place to live, while also searching for a cub that has been taken. It is known for its emotional and heartbreaking narrative, beautiful visuals, and strong environmental message. Be warned, if you are a fan of animals, this one is a bit tough to get through and very emotional at times. The gameplay isn't too crazy. It is mainly just you going left and right and doing whatever on-screen prompts you find. The story and visuals are more than enough reason to play this game though. It's great to just sit back and get lost in this beautiful, depressing world. While getting footage, I immediately got chills and some flashbacks of my time with this game, when I originally played through the whole thing, which only took me a couple of days. This is another great one that can be beaten pretty quick if you struggle to find time to play many games. Adventures of Chris is a 1990s inspired adventure platformer where players control Chris, a kid with wacky superpowers who must travel the world to save children from evil cartoon villains. The game features a customizable skill system, a quirky story, and a variety of difficulty settings. This game is such a blast, and I haven't heard anyone talk about it at all. It is perfect for anyone who has always wanted to inflate and deflate at will, and just doesn't have the time to. I beat this game in only about 5 or 6 hours, and enjoyed every second of it. It has a little hub world of balloon people where you can buy all kinds of awesome upgrades. You can get many other fun abilities other than turning into a balloon. Once you finish what is basically the tutorial, it will open up somewhat in a Mega Man kind of way, where you can choose which level to go to, even though it usually recommends a path, if I remember correctly. Frogun is a 3D platformer where players control Renata, a young explorer who uses a frog-shaped grappling hook to navigate colorful, low-poly levels and rescue her parents from dangerous ruins. The game is inspired by retro 32-bit and 64-bit era platformers, and features a low-poly aesthetic. This one is great for any completionist masochist. This game is a ton of fun, but is challenging enough without trying to 100% it. I'm glad I don't even attempt that anymore at all. I used to, but I used to be crazy, I guess. I'm terrible at 3D platformers, but this one was still a blast even though I died a ton. If you are feeling nostalgic for the PS1 or N64 era platformers and aesthetic, then you should definitely check this one out. The Foxyland Collection is a console game that bundles 2 retro-style 2D platformers, Foxyland and Foxyland 2. Where players control Foxy Fox in a quest to rescue his love, Jenny, and later their children by navigating levels, collecting gems and cherries, and overcoming enemies and traps. The collection features pixel art, chiptune music, and cooperative multiplayer in the second game. The first game is an incredibly basic, easy platformer for the most part, while the second one is that and so much more. The first game is still a ton of fun, even though it's super short, and it would be great for completionists as well. Each level will tempt you with the possibility of getting 3 stars, so of course you will have to attempt that every single time. The second game is so much different and better in some ways. It adds an actual attack button and a wall jumping feature, which is always a plus in my book. I love a good wall jump. This one is good enough for sure. Both can be beaten pretty quick, so these are great if you struggle to find time to turn into a fox and hop around in a 2D world. Rava and the Cyclops Curse is a retro-style 2D puzzle platformer where players control Rava, a young summoner who must rescue her mother from a curse cast by the Cyclops Lord. The gameplay involves using 4 different summoned companions to overcome obstacles and defeat enemies across 10 challenging levels. This one has NES vibes for sure, both in the 8-bit aesthetic and the difficulty as well. All of the different abilities you are given really help keep the gameplay extremely fresh though. You will just have to be quick and not as dumb as me when it comes to swapping between abilities. Tales of Iron is a hand-drawn action RPG where players control a rat prince named Reggie to reclaim his kingdom from a frog invasion. It features challenging Souls-like combat, a compelling story narrative by Doug Cockle, and a unique medieval fantasy world populated by anthropomorphic rodents. The combat is slow and methodical like most Souls-like games, which is usually what makes me so awful at them since I'm not super patient and always enjoy button mashing like crazy, which usually gets me killed very quick in games like this. This game has one of the best parry systems ever. My timing is usually awful with any parry system, but in this game I can actually pull it off as long as I pay attention to what the enemy is about to do. It also ended up getting a sequel recently, which I can't wait to play if it gets a physical soon.
He done.
Mask of Mists is a first-person action-adventure game where you play as a mercenary hired to find a missing archmage. The game features exploration of ruins and caves, puzzle solving, combat against magical creatures, and crafting potions. It is known for being short, fast-paced experience that can be completed in a few hours. This one is incredibly beautiful and vibrant. I'm also awful at first-person adventure puzzle games, but I thoroughly enjoyed my time with this one, so much so that I platinumed it, which is not something I really do at all, and I only got frustrated a good handful of times with the puzzles. I really enjoyed how beginner-friendly this one is, while still having some pretty challenging puzzles as well. Kingdom of Arcadia is a retro-style action platformer where a boy named Sam is sucked into his father's arcade cabinet and must fight his way through a pixelated world to get home. The game features 5 levels per castle, a variety of enemies, and a simple upgrade system where players can use collected coins to improve their sword, armor, and throwing weapons. While marketed as a Metroidvania for some reason, it is more of a linear platformer with some branching paths and locked doors. This one is a great basic short platformer, however, it does share a similar thing with Foxyland and some other games I have as well, which I'll go ahead and complain about because I like to complain. It does that same thing, where it only has one game file, and I couldn't show you a fresh game without fully uninstalling and deleting everything of my previous game as far as I'm aware. There's no other way to do it. Other than that, it's great. I just like to have multiple save files, please. Arietta of Spirits is an action-adventure RPG with a top-down perspective, inspired by classic Zelda games. The game follows a young girl named Arietta, who, while visiting her late grandmother's cabin, discovers she can travel between the human and spirit worlds. She must help a spirit named Arco defeat evil spirits to uncover the island's mysteries. This is such a fun little Zelda-like game. The story is great, and the controls and gameplay are extremely smooth. It is another one that can be beaten in less than 5 hours or so. That's going to be it for today's video. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.